Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. Hoping for a little bit more of a smooth ride this time around in Tondela. And of course, we definitely want to repeat the money making. Getting a better or a decent sponsor in is going to be a big part of this. Jonathan Edwards again with Eurosport. McKellis had a bit of a disaster. .82 seconds again, breaking our record. That's all good for us. Scouting report on Jamie Chadwick. Yeah, 3-star driver. I'm sure we're not going to want that. No, we don't. And let's take a look at the pit crew that are available. Got a front and rear jack 8, but only 71. Front jack of 7. You're pretty much crap except for the part fixing. Rear jack of 7 only. I think we'll be good without that. Let's take a look at our tire people. Probably don't want anybody below a 6. So while you've got lots of stamina, I'm still going to get rid of you. I'm going to hire DeVos. Won't be able to work that often, but I like that 8 in tires. We've got a bunch of tired tire people too. Have to do some switching around here. Okay, so let's put you in. Mitchell at 6. We'll put you in. And that'll do for this time. We got sort of the backup team. We're slowing things down a bit. Peter's here. Down to 70, which is sort of my minimum. And on the front and rear jacks at 9 and 8, those can stick where they are. Let's see, Yaus, why don't I switch you? Well, no, let's not do that. Put Avellino in. It's a little bit better. And yeah, so it's just a matter of getting those tire guys with some rest. And then on the rear jack, we've got a 9, a 9, and 8. I don't really think that I want to hire Gamboa. I'm going to leave him there, but I'm going to leave him alone. So didn't really hire that much this time around. I think that's a pattern that's likely to continue. Townsend Bell, 41, no thank you. Cars repaired. Okay, so Tondela at about 2 weeks away. We're looking mostly at the gearbox and then speed and brakes. And of course we're still looking to get that engine back in place. Our gearbox is fine. So I think we just want to keep on that. This is 11 days after the race. It's probably not going to be quite at the point where we're going to use it for this next race, but we'll see about that. And we're going to have the HQ finishing soon. Very soon. So now we have the new design center. We could upgrade it further. That's not going to happen. As you can see, if we did, yeah, the cost per race is way higher. We get a slight reduction to our car design time, and we get the possibility to build new things to improve our parts. I don't want to go with the increased factory yet until we find out how much our chassis is going to cost at the end of the year. So $10 million. I just think that's a little bit too much, given the relatively minimal increase that we're getting. I'm tempted to spring for it anyway. We could boost our improvement rates for people. I think right now I just want to conserve the money and see what happens with our chassis at the end of the year. And once we figure out what that price is, then we can sort of sense, okay, this is how much money I want to invest. So our design center bumped up to 2nd, and our headquarters up to 6th overall. So that's nice. See how long that lasts, but it's still very nice. It's still below, a little bit below the average. I'd like to offer you a chance to add an additional vote to this season's number. Price is $1 million. What do you say? I say let's take a look. Change race length, qualifying session length, track layouts, tracks, add tracks, remove tracks, etc., etc., etc. Weight stripping, ERS. You know, what I really like, limit one of these. I think that what's going to help us the most, I think it's worth $1 million to get the vote up there. And I think what would help us the most, really, is just to use some more spec parts. Now, we move suspensions the other way, and those aren't listed as an option. So, if I could trade one of these out for the suspension, it would sort of equalize that for us. Let's try that. Just see if we can get people to go for spec brakes. Yep, I'm going to propose it. Gonna go with it. Yeah. Next week. Now, the problem with that is, I was hoping it would be later because we're only going to have one vote to put in favor of that. So, chance of it passing may not be particularly great. Still, that's interesting. And if that happens, then I can stop working on the brakes for this year because it won't matter and move on to the spoiler. More scouting, and there's our brakes finished. And of course, you know, I think I'm just gonna, I can always come back to the brakes. But let's switch to the spoiler here. And none of these are particularly interesting, so we'll just go with that one. Because we want to get up to these. Then we can always come back to the brake if we want. Jake Hughes. 2-star plus, 81% marketability, 71% without that. Possibly within our range. Go ahead and favorite him. And let's see how that's going in the shop here. 53% reliability, so we're boosting it, but I don't think we're boosting it fast enough. And here comes our vote all of a sudden. Boy, there's not a lot for it. It's not looking good. Nope, not going to happen. Oh. Well, how about that? Oh, he votes against it. The commissioner breaks the vote and votes against it. Ugh. That was so close, but ultimately it's $1 million down memory lane. Well, maybe we can get something like that to pass in the years to come by saving up our voting power. But as it ends up, ugh. Tondela, 49 laps. 49 fairly short laps. All the crucial parts are spec. You want to upgrade our design center? No. We're not going to be able to get away with that. We don't have the money. Robert Huff, driver to beat. Benani, feeling confident about his lead. It's a pretty close race, though, and Nagy hoping to have a good race. 68%. Well, that's going to be close. I think I can put it out there and just be cautious with it. So I think that's what we're going to do. And there's our first spoiler. Let's get another one in the pipeline. So there's just not a great deal here. I mean, reliability up, but red zone up. And I don't think we really want a better one than this. Right there. And so I think we just want two that look like that. And we'll see what we have now. So that's a 92 out of 131 compared to our current ones, which are 67, and then this one up, you know, so yeah. It's still significantly better. It's not a huge jump. Our spoiler tech not that great with the options for improving it this year, and we've got more sponsors. We've got upfront or a fixed, and the fixed is slightly better. And this is 5 races at that amount. Or if we finish 19th or better, 8 races that amount. I'm going to go with a shorter, smaller amount. Team markability is up to 4%. It was 0 at the beginning of the year. So it is improving. Very, very slowly. Yes, our new spoiler. Let's move on to the race. Can you promise me that I'll come 22nd this year? No. I think you're going to finish 23rd or 24th. He wants to not finish last, and that's not going to happen. It's going to dip his morale, but that's better than it probably would be if I promised and then didn't deliver. So let's see where we are here. Yeah, 79%. I mean, that's not there, but it's darn close. I'm going to be happy with that. So our sponsors are selected. We don't have any. But we did sign, you know, new fixed race stuff. So we don't have to worry about a sponsor bonus. I guess that's good in its own way. We also miss out on the opportunity. So let's see. Casino, you will take that one. The lower reliability one, Lehane, will stay there. And we're still predicted 23rd and 24th because, of course, we are. Give Lehane a little bit better brakes. I want to give him every advantage I can. I think I've pretty much done that there. Okay. So it's off to practice. We're going to have 33, 31, 34. Definitely probably going to want to go on soft tires. 49 laps, it says. And let's hope that our relatively still improved, even though we're using some backup people, pit crew can give us enough of an advantage given that we're using spec parts. The gearbox is a spec part. And it's the key one here to keep things relatively equalized. Definitely going to pull you off those super softs, guys. So let's see, about there. Go with a little bit more speed. Then on this track, 13 to 15 laps. Okay, so 49 laps for Casino. He's going to have to make 2 stops. He's just not quite going to make it there. So ideally, if he gets a decent qualifying position, 1 super soft to start and then 2 softs. That's what I think we're looking at for him. We can probably get away with a 1 stop on Lehane, almost for sure. Oh, a 3. Starting off at a 3. Well, you're not looking very good, are you? And then let's acceleration down a little bit. Definitely, again, a significant difference in their initial requests for the setup. 17 to 9, yeah, 30 to 32. So you should be able to get away with 1 stop on the softs. And both want race trim, which is good because that's what I want too. 6.6 and 7 though, so they actually do start off pretty well. And majority of the cars out on softs, as they should be. Weather is looking pretty good so far. And again, a slightly cut off version of this track. Didn't lose a lot of it, but we lose that loop over there. Form dropping for Casino, but holding pretty good for Lehane. Still, anything in the green, I'm not really going to complain too much about. Looks like this track's going to run about 1.5 minutes, a little bit longer maybe. Nothing but positive comments from our drivers so far. Casino's form continuing to drop. You can see Lehane sort of closing up here, trying to take advantage of that, as he is actually getting slightly better. And there he goes to the inside. Very nice on the ballast. Casino looking to make the pass back. Now we're side by side as we finish our first timed lap. 146 and 147. Higher speed cornering for Casino. You can see we are definitely, again, well off the pace. We're going to have to rely on smart strategy, good work from the pit crew, in order to be at all competitive. Lahane's still happy. Casino is in and not particularly so. Likes the handling though. 65%. That's a pretty cruddy start. He wants more high-speed corners. And I don't know if he really does, but if he does, we're going to want to put this near the top. Let's go with a little bit more oversteer. And I'm thinking we're talking about more acceleration than top speed. Remember, the gearbox was the most important part, so we'll put that like down there. Let's try that. Speed things along a bit with Lahane here. Looks like we're going to be close to getting the third level race trim. Probably not going to quite get it, but I still want to give it a shot because we're not that far away. There it goes. Took us over 7 minutes, so we're definitely going to get level 2, be close to level 3. It's possible if we get lucky with the way the laps fall at the end, we could do it. Okay, yep, you don't like my changes. And I will look at that, but I'm not going to look at it right now. Because I really think at this point to try to hit that, I want them both to run a couple of sets full out. The Casino should be able to come in right at the end of the session. Good across the board for Lahane. Which is probably why we didn't actually get any feedback. So I am going to go with more acceleration, more oversteer. And yeah, we didn't like the changes there. Look. Let's pull this back a bit. See how that works. And I don't think we're going to make it. I just want to give it a shot. 3.4 for Casino, 8.0 for Lahane. Of course, whatever else you say about Casino, and he's definitely the lesser of my two drivers, his feedback skill is giving us 2/3 of our information. So he is, you know, you can see like his knowledge much higher. He is very helpful as a feedback driver. Above average feedback at 12. That's about the only really positive thing I can say about him though. Up to 6.4 for him, that's nice, and we've hit And we hit level 2 with almost 6 minutes to go. This is not out of the challenge. Yes, I know you want to push the ballast forward. Whoa. Okay, we're killing our tires. Didn't realize that. And you don't like the handling the way it is now? Okay. You know what? I want you to come in too. I'm going to make my final changes here and then do whatever else I need to do in qualifying. Okay, we're at 88% and we're doing much better except for the handling. So we want the handling to be on the understeer side of things. And then we'll move this to about there. Yeah. That's a problem. So let's try... Just leave it there for now and see what happens. I'll probably have to tweak it more. But keeping the speed where it needs to be while moving the others, getting a little bit iffy with the limits of the car here. 20 seconds. Good except for... yeah, 73%. That's just hideous. Okay, this was poor, so we want it to be all the way down there, basically. Something like that. We went from good to great. Maybe a little bit more oversteer, a little bit more acceleration. First of all, let's adjust the cornering. That's all the way down. Yeah, let's just try that. So both cars really sort of being stretched to the limit to get close to where I want them. This could be a problem. I don't know if we're going to hit a really excellent situation here. And I also don't think with these 20-second pit stops we're going to make our mark. But we're going to try for it. I'm just really trying to ride the line of aggression here. Getting that level 3 race trim if we at all can. And then if we get it, I'm really going to have to do a start and stop in the qualifying. I'm going to have 2 more adjustments. I'm going to have 1 adjustment at the beginning of qualifying and then a second one after a start and stop. I'm not going to have time for more than 1. So coming down here to the end. Yeah, and we didn't do very well with the way the end of this timed out. We're finished. We finished last, and you can see we came close, but we did not quite make it. Still going to be stuck on level 2. So, heading into qualifying, we definitely have some work to do. You can see we're not, like Lahane's car, only about 3/10 back of the other cars in front. That's not a huge amount. Casino struggling more. And also, a good deal of the field on the super softs, so they get that advantage. So, a number of people not happy with their practice session, including us, but we did not get a mention. So, good weather. No sign of anything different. Go and select the soft tires that we're not going to use today. Yuck. Well, I mean, 90% is an improvement, but it's definitely not all the way there. Okay. Let's dive in and take a look at this. Let's get our tire. Okay, yep, that's the right tires first. And of course, the first one is the opportunity here because we don't have to take the time to make the changes because we're doing it before the session. So cornering, poor, very poor, and then good. So that's poor, and this is good. So the question is, I think, boy, it's hard for me to say which. Because I honestly think if this is good, if we went this way, it'd be about here, and that's too close to it. I think we got to go all the way down there. Okay. What about handling? Good, great, good. Okay, so that's good. This is great. I think we need to boost the handling up just a bit that way. So if we go, because that was great. So we want to be right about at the end there. Like that. And the thing is, I can't hammer this down anymore. That would be a bit far. So if let's try that. But that would be right on, again, here for the speed balance. And probably get the handling about where we want it. But the thing is, this is not going to be there. And I'll just move it a little bit more that way so that we ensure that we find out which way. But this is looking like one of those where we can't get there with Casino, and I'm really concerned about that. Because it gives us less of a setup advantage compared to the AI. So this could be a really, really, really rough race for us. Could be glad I don't need a sponsor bonus. So, 94%. Good, great, and great. I didn't change it last, okay. And if anything, probably a little bit lower speed. What about the handling? Good, poor, and good. So this is good, and this is good. Means we want to be right in the middle on the handling there, and probably a little bit more lower speed. That's as low as we can get. Let's see about this. Yeah. I don't see improving on that. But it does look like Lahane's setup is better than we're going to be able to get the one for Casino, which is interesting. We could get upper 90s there and actually have a vaguely competitive car. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, we just want to roll out there. And we're going to get set up. Both drivers with good form, especially Casino. We're going to get our start and stop in. And then probably go back out about 4 minutes. So that we don't have the timing issue that we did last time. Okay, 97% for casino. That's better than I thought I would get. Lahane? 95. Huh. So we didn't... Good. Great. Great. Good. Okay, so this was good. These two were great. And that was good. So we actually want to go a little bit more to the higher speed side of things. And then maintain this. So yeah, we definitely need all of the 4-minute start. Probably do that higher. Casino, can we change anything with him? And we're at poor. Very poor. Good. And great. So yeah, I think we can. I think we want to move that speed even about there. Then tweak this other stuff. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to take this down to 5 minutes. I'm going to run Casino out there and then Lahane. And I just want to give it plenty of time for the adjustments we're going to make here. We should have things, enough results in that we can really lock this down now. I want to make sure they both have time to get a good run in. And of course, Casino expected to be the slower one. So he's going to go first. Okay, so 5 minutes. And again, poor, very poor, good, great. I definitely want to move this more, like right there. And then we want to get the handling and the speed balance back as close to where they are as possible. So the handling. That's close. It's really close, but it's not quite there. That's speed. What if we did this just a tad? Yeah, let me try that. That might be a little bit too far. We could do a slight tweak on race day. But this should be better than the 97. This should be, or at worst, you know, the same. Set you up. And we'll get going a little bit earlier than we might otherwise on Lahane because we've got to make the adjustments. Okay, we want to keep those where they are. Good. Great. Great. And then good. Okay, so we want to move this down more. Is that about there? Was great. So let's try that. And then, once again, how do we even these up? That's close, again. Oh, we went the other way, I think. If I did that, short, yeah, I need to bring that back, and we're not quite there. Yeah, it's still off. Don't want it any further that way. Makes this right on, but then it's... Let's see if that's close enough. Let's see how that works. Because I may want to tweak the cornering a bit. I'm just going to give that a shot. You're going to have a 30-second change, but it should still be plenty of time. And yeah, Casino, you're overheated. Let's slow things down for you. Oh, that's not enough. Slow down. Okay, there we go. We got it back in line. And then I just got to focus on Lahane. Casino running out there at high sixes form. His qualifying run. Tire temp bouncing around a fair amount. Not too bad. And the brake temp's going up later in the lap. Yep, they're still a little high. Let's see how Casino does. Half a second off the pace. So, not award-winning. 0.8 seconds. It doesn't look like he's going to be last, but he's going to be definitely towards the bottom of the field. And look at that form dropping like a rock. Well, Haynes is going down 2, but it's not as bad. Oh my. I thought he'd be better than that. Only beat Nagy. And Lahane had a worst first segment. Then after 2 is over a second back. So he's going to be down in that same general area. He's hoping for better. That slow final turn towards the finish, and again beating Nagy, but barely. Wow. Okay, 22nd, 23rd. Not what we were looking for. Vernet with the pole. Under 143. Unfortunately, we're not last is not the greatest, inspiring chant that you could find. Let's see how the race goes. And not a whole lot. Okay. Of course, Vernet's team was super thrilled with winning the pole. Soft tires and race trim. For both drivers. I still think I want Casino. It's a tough call, but I still think I want him to go out on super softs and then do 2 stints on softs. And wow, look at our 99%. Boy, did we ever pull that out. So yeah, Casino will go out there on those and make the 2 stops. And then also 99. I mean, you absolutely cannot argue with double 99s. I'm really surprised that I hit that. And then you're going to go out on softs and be a little bit more cautious. But both drivers will go aggressive at the start. Now, we're looking at, 34 degrees. It's going to drop. But we're not going to be able to go aggressive for long. As a matter of fact, Casino, I'm going to put you a push early on. And it probably won't be long until I drop Lehane to there. Okay, and all of our drivers at the front. Then it switches to softs about halfway down. Except for some. Giovinardi, Hamola, who is not driving well. Mueller driving exceptionally well. And then Casino there in 22nd. Nagy as well. Driving at 10 with that crap position? Okay. But we've got a 4 for Casino, a 5 for Lehane. We're not going to be too excited about that. See what Casino gives us. Boy, Lehane, you sure stunk up that start. Goodness. Falling back to last immediately. Somebody went wide. That was Dennis DuPont handing us a few seconds here early on. Gotta watch that tire temp carefully. Casino trying to pick up some spots at least early. Not succeeding. Down to 4.0. Lehane in behind. Yeah, and Lehane's really pushing up on the... You know what? Just go down to neutral on the tires. Casino, I'll keep you at push for a little bit. And he's trying to ride along with Nagy there. And got the spot for now. Yep, and let's switch to neutral here so we can get a little bit more out of this before you have to go conserve. Lehane really with no reason to push it, so I'm just going to drop back to medium and neutral right away. Because he's not going to catch these cars, and a few seconds behind still is DuPont, so there's no reason to burn the fuel yet. Casino, let's go back to conserve. And conserve also for Lehane. We no longer have the game of trying to finish 19th for our sponsor, at least not at the moment, because we actually have no bonus sponsors. We're going to make a small amount of money, and then plus that $250,000 that we get for being complete garbage. Of course, the reason it's a small amount of money is we're now paying an extra 100 and some thousand every race to maintain our spanking new design center. And why am I still frying Casino's fuel well into lap 3? I do not know. Casino, you can go up to neutral for a bit here though. You want to use as much engine as you can. Lehane, really no reason to do anything but just sit and hang out there, because you've got a bunch of super soft tires around you. You sort of want to let them burn out, do what they're going to do. And Casino and Nagy continuing to battle. Looks like Nagy getting the upper hand there. And they're both right behind Bjork. Yep, there's Bjork, and now Casino looking at that spot. So we're just not quite good enough to get further up in the field. Not getting blown away by him either. And Lehane looking for the pass now on his partner. Not going to get it at the moment. But when Casino has to go to conserve... Oh, look at that. Alright, I'm a liar. Because I said we weren't going to get it at the moment. Probably in a good spot here now to go neutral. And Casino will switch to conserve. Going to keep going as fast as he can until... And Lehane is right behind Bjork. And I'm going to hold here, get a bit of a handle on where we're at in terms of fuel management. .32 and 6.9 is our fuel gaps. And let's have both drivers go conserve for the moment. DuPont now catching up to Casino. I think I want to split the tires better for the next race just because we don't have any reason to care where we finish if we're not going to have a shot at the top 10 now, and we're not. So, both drivers 0.04 per lap. So we could use quite a bit here. Let's go high neutral. Both drivers, and until we don't really have that. And now we're going to try to hold off DuPont there, and doing it for the moment. Lehane is almost 2 seconds behind Bjork. And by speeding up, I am not getting any traction in that battle. Well, now a little bit. Either way, it's not looking great for us to move up in the field. Once again, we are going to have to rely on other cars screwing up their reliability or some such. Having to do part repairs, retiring with mechanical issues, crashes, whatever. Those are the main ways still for us to beat other drivers, not actually be faster than them. We are gaining slowly, I think, on Bjork. Or staying the same, perhaps. Casino's form up to 7.5, but is not looking great back there in last, and we're about to lose another spot to DuPont. I think despite Lehane's best efforts. He might keep it around this turn. Well, he kept even with him, and now we're going to lose it. Yep. And now we'll have to go back to conserve. Casino will shortly as well. So, yeah. There's a not small chance we're going to finish in the bottom 2 spots. Both drivers driving well for what they're able to do. Problem is, what they're able to do is not good enough. And we'll go neutral again. Lahane's tires lasting well enough that he'll be able to get the one stop. And of course Casino, I just want to stay as competitive with him as I can and then come in. I was hoping to be ahead of somebody at this point. That's not the way that's working out. And he's getting close to the point where we'll have to back off the gas, but isn't there yet. Lahane is going to be able to work a little more. Of course, I'm assuming our parts are going to last. But we should have enough reliability to make that happen. Lahane, 8.1. So yeah, it's good that we don't need to get any particularly good finish, because we'd be in trouble if we did. Back to conserve for Lahane, 8.8. 2 seconds back of the closest competition as Hamola drops back. .9. And definitely catching Hamola. There is no doubt about that. Was down under a second there for a bit. And we'll go conserve for Casino, who will go around one more time and then pit. And we'll switch back to medium at the moment. Probably going to need to stay there. So Casino will now make the switch. Risk up just a bit to 12%, but we'll still stick with that. We haven't seen any mistakes in the pits yet, but I got a feeling that's going to be coming one of these times. A couple, 3 more laps of aggression, I think, out of Lahane. Let's go neutral for a bit and see if we can charge in here at all. In 9.4 driving, we're fairly close behind, less than a second. What can we do? Meanwhile, Casino comes in. And then back out. We'll switch up to neutral. And we'll be well behind. Okay. Well, let's go medium conserve now, because we're going to be seeing Hamola go in anyway. So let's not push to get by somebody who's going into the pits. Switch back up to neutral. And we're close enough that I think I'm just going to stick with it the way it is, fuel-wise, till a little bit later in the race. Now, Casino, almost 6 seconds by of Hamola and then fading. And pretty much right where he wants to be on the fuel. Lehane with a little bit extra. And Lehane at 10.0. Still behind everybody else. We'll want to pit on lap 25 if possible. And Casino not getting a lot done. So I think I'm just going to speed up through this, because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot we can do. Going to tweak our tires as they get warmer or cooler. And losing some more competition as it comes into the pits. Casino will drop. Lehane goes up. We're approaching the 1/3 point now of the race. Lehane now up to 15th. I'm going to slow this down because I'd like to keep him where he is if I can. I want to watch this gap proceed with Vernet. I'm going to go aggressive here for a bit. Got a little bit of fuel to use, not much. Let's see if we can hold off Vernet, and the pole sitter goes by. Okay. What about Philippi? Well, that's a bit further back. Okay, let's just go back to medium for the moment. 31 laps to go. There's a couple more people pitting, so it's getting a little bit into the crazy part of the race here. We're behind Tarquini, who has faster tires, so there's no point in going aggressive. We'll be able to go a little bit aggressive later, but again, it doesn't appear to be the time for it. Almost half a lap behind the leaders now is Casino. And Lehane pretty solidly in position ahead of Philippi there. Philippi. Go neutral again. Get as much out of the tires as we can. And again, lap 25 is when I wanted to come in. That's a few more. About lap 30 for Casino's second change. So we're coming up on our what should be our final pair of pit stops for the race. And now it's Bjork ahead once more. Up to neutral for Casino, who is now 7.5 seconds behind the entirety of the field. Conserve for Lehane. Still a solid gap. Can't complain about that, especially with Philippi on much fresher tires. Three laps to go for Bill Lehane before we come in. And now Lehane dropping from perfect driving to 9.0, 8.9. Still very, very good, but not as spectacular as he was before. Lap 24 about to begin. Has begun, but about to begin for him. Down to just a second and a half ahead of Philippi, as our driving form is down to 8.3. And let's take a look at this last lap then of his first stint. Comp coming in. Lehane now up to 13th. Alright, we're going to drop in 12%. And then Casino in last by less than 7 seconds now. Mueller in front. Be interesting to see how far Lehane drops. Imagine he'll lose at least most of those positions. Yeah, that's only a 15-second gap. Couple cars now, Filippi and Comp right behind. Annoyed by us. They won't be annoyed for long because we're not going to be out there. There we go. See how our team does. Pit stop, 12.9. And out in 23rd, just ahead of Casino, where we've basically been all race long. Now, of course, the big difference is Casino has to come in again. Lehane does not. So we can sort of just chill out back here and try to maximize what we're doing. Bill Lehane, of course, is going to play the game of waiting to see others come in. There's Hamola. And we pick up a spot, and that's a spot we should not lose later. So, hey, we beat somebody. How many somebodies can we beat? The answer is irrelevant to our long-term future, but it's still always nicer to finish higher rather than lower, make the chairman happy, improve our marketability, or reduce it less, or whatever. Morale of the drivers, all of those things are still going to matter, particularly in the fire mod. Gonna go conserve. Bjork cut a corner. But doesn't appear to have been caught. Couple more laps now for Casino. Lehane does appear to be gaining on Mueller. See, not sure about Mueller, but definitely Oriola is going to come in. Giovanardi, Nagy, etc. We're going to pick up some more spots. Not sure how many. And Lehane 21st. Let's send Casino in for the final spot. See if our pit group remains essentially perfect. Now for Lehane, let's see where we're at. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Come on, see if I wanted to go before I lost that spot. See if we can put the pressure on here at all. And another sub 13 second pit stop. No mistakes. Yeah, we really can't go any further than that fuel-wise. Go a little bit more with Casino until that fuel matches. That'll be all we can do with him. So we are ahead of Hamola, but that's it. Close enough. Okay, the only thing left for us to do is maximize our tires. Of course, Casinos are fresher. But he has the extra pit stop, so he's way further behind. Mola is catching Lehane, so I'm not super pleased with that. We've still got a third of this race to go. Up to 21st, past Oriola, almost got by the second Nagy, but did not. Alright, let's go conserve again for a bit. Giovanardi into the pits. And we get the pass there. Temporary one though, I think. So really, overall competitiveness of our overall in the season is gradually getting a little bit worse. Not horribly so. We lost the spot to Giovanardi. '21st and Hamola right behind. We're really doing everything that we can. We may end up losing that as well. Yep. Okay. Go conserve. Not much choice. With our fuel, and you know, you see Lehane down to 3.2. Like when the drivers are driving well, they're maybe competitive. When we're not driving well, boom. I mean, the rest of the field has a big advantage, and you just can't consistently drive well all the time. So both drivers subpar right now, and we're getting smashed as a result. We really need a strong performance to even get into that top 20. Which is why I didn't make any promises when they're like, hey, can we get some points and get out of last? And I was like, no. It's just not going to happen. So there's some repairs. And Lehane up to 20th. Casino, of course, still in last. And that decent chassis, especially for the tire wear, along with Lehane's passable abilities in that area, is really all that's saving us here. Go conserve a bit more. I just want to try to match up the tire wear. Or temperature, not necessarily wear. There we go. Try to switch them both at about the same time, 20th and 24th. And now we're heading into the final 10 laps of the race. Grip continuing to improve. Temperature actually getting warmer. So we'll go conserve with Lehane. And Montero making a push now behind us. But thankfully, that is still a couple seconds back. We can hopefully get some of this temperature to drop. Potentially hold that off. Let's see. Still tracking about as I expected on the fuel. If we look at Hamola ahead, we're at just under 7 seconds. Appear to be making progress on that. Could potentially pick up another spot. While Casino, you see behind Mueller, but by less than 10 seconds. It's not like we're being destroyed by the worst other cars. Now Lehane will try to more aggressively hold off Montero for a bit here. I'm going to slow this down for a bit because I think I can be a little bit aggressive on the fuel here. Let's see, 4 laps. And we've got 5 laps of fuel to go. So we're just... I'm going to push it for just a bit. There we go. Now we'll go back. And when it equalizes, that's close enough. And then we'll go conserve. And we're going to see if we're going to be able to hold this position off now. Because we're staying about the same distance behind, well, it was Hamola, now Nagy. You got some cars that are really struggling there. I'm just going to slow this down and try to manage the tires as best I can here towards at the end of the race. And now we have what? It's 4 laps to go. Casino's going to finish about 10 seconds behind the pack. Lehane has gained some. Nagy and Hamola switching places helped that. But not a lot. I mean, still 6 seconds. If we look up here at like Richard, 16%, DuPont, 18%, so they could potentially be just low enough to give up and come in or not. We are holding off, and I think I've got to go to neutral here. But I can't gun it anymore. So I'm going to try to be neutral on the tires and hold this off. And, oh my. Just barely made it around that turn. Ahead of Montero and DuPont. So in 19th. Lehane would love to hold that. Oh, well. Nope. That's not going to happen. I've still got a little bit more room to play with on the fuel than I thought. So I'm going to go for that. Not that it looks like it's going to matter. There we go. And back up to 20th, Richard pits. So there's just a whole lot of up and down going on while we hang in just a few cars that we're beating. We are both going to stay on the lead lap though. But there goes Richard. And Panis coming to the finish with a win above almost 20 seconds. And Huff the only other driver within a half a minute. So at the top it was not close. Gonna make our way around the track for the 49th and final time. Once again, Thetimix Racing is not terrible, but not quite good enough to be competitive. Both drivers driving well at the end, but they had a bad stretch in the middle, and we just can't afford them. Yep, complete disaster, says Lehane. What's Casino gonna think? Well, we do, but I'm not sure how. The car just ain't good enough. Our mechanics suck. We still have the same issues. Will anybody hand us a bone by cheating and getting caught? Thad Bjork gets a 10-second penalty. Vernay wins the pole, and Panis had the fastest lap, easily winning the race. So, yeah, Casino dropped 2 spots after the start. Lehane was up 2. Oriola down 10. Look at all these drivers dropping. Drivers' Championship standings. Yuck. And the team. Everybody else has at least 13 points. We have Jack Diddley squat. Specialists in failure talking about Zango Motorsport, but it could be talking about us. So we've got a 5.4 from Casino, just below his season average. 7.2 from Lehane, above his season average, but yet a subpar finish. Mechanic relationships continue to boost up a little bit. And yeah, our team marketability dropped again. But the good news is, yes, there it is, 561. That's more than I thought. So yeah, very nice. We are continuing to put money back in the funds. We're continuing to make a profit even with the design center in place. Not a huge profit, but it is a profit. Pretty happy with that, and I'm going to ponder whether or not I want to invest more in HQ right away, given that situation. But there is more completed first season of Drek than is remaining, and that's probably really the best news for us, getting closer and closer to the off-season when we can try to make more changes. So up next will be Munich. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Motorsport Manager coming soon, and we will eventually get better. That is a promise.